How would you define a woman?
An adult human female. Okay, if you're responding to a health emergency. Biological male, somebody with a penis is having a medical emergency, and they say to you, I think I'm having a miscarriage. Would you check them to see if they're having a miscarriage? Would you consider that a possibility for them?
What?
No, but that's because some people don't have body parts. Doesn't mean they're not a woman.
No, and this is where it gets dangerous.
How would you define a woman? Because you've asked other people up here to define how we would define a woman. How would you define a woman, Mr. Walsh?
An adult human female.
And how doesn't a transgender woman fit that definition?
Female.
Because they're not female. They have. You said that you are a biological male, correct?
I said I'm transgender. I might be intersex for all we know. About almost as many people in the world are transgender as intersex, and
Well,
a lot of people don't know.
Well, but that's a different conversation. Intersex, that's a genetic anomaly. That's a medical condition. So that's a completely different conversation. That's also not a.
I'm just confused on why we waste debating power, having these discussions. To me, I've never done a video like this because I really don't want to enter this topic. I don't. I want to push positivity on my channel, but I don't even know what to say. Intersex, is that the same as woman? I don't know. I'm just confused on what to say. I'm just kind of shocked that this is I don't know, a real debate. This is a real issue in life.
That's a genetic anomaly that occurs within the sex binary of male and female. What you're saying is that a quote-unquote trans woman is a female.
By the definitions I'm familiar with, yes.
So how would you define female?
Through my training in healthcare, there are several different categories for how we define sex. People bring up chromosomes. People also...
My thing is this. This just gets so subjective. It has to be a point in life where everything can't be subjective. We have to have some objective truths in life. So if he asked you a question, he's like, how would you define it? And I'm not even going to say what my definition is. It's not about me. This is not about me. My thing is, if you have a stance, you should be able to defend it regardless. This is how you define it. This is what it is. I stand on this. And when you're unable to have a stance and stand on it, what are you alluding to? You're saying that you don't trust yourself. You don't trust your belief pattern. You don't trust what you believe. That's why you're unable to define it directly. So he's asking you, what is a female? He asked you directly. What was your answer? You said, I have trainings. What does that have to do with the question? That's like someone saying, what's 1 + 1? And you say, well, I took calculus class and we studied this type of stuff. So I have trainings when it comes to 1 + 1. However, it depends how you add them together. No. And I get it. Some topics aren't that black and white. But come on. You have to have some definitive statements,
Hormone levels. People bring up all sorts of other categories. Lots of people don't fit neatly into a gender binary, even people we don't consider to be intersex. It's a complicated spectrum.
What?
It's not complicated, but you also didn't define. So what is a woman? What is a female? What do these words mean?
When you have a spectrum, that automatically implies that there's a this side of the spectrum and this side of the spectrum. Think of it in terms of, for example, politics. It's a spectrum of political beliefs. However, there's a super left wing and there's a super right wing. In terms of, I guess, gender, it would be male or female. So of course, you can say that, you can argue that there's a spectrum. However, there's still a definition for each. So I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, you can argue that everything exists on a spectrum, but there still ends to a spectrum. Any spectrum has an end and it has a beginning.
It's complicated, and I know you're not going to like that answer, but that's because there are no simple answers in human biology.
Let me ask you a question.
You guys,
Can I ask you one last question?
Yes, there is.
Let me finish.
Yes, there is.
You guys like to bring up high school level biology classes a lot. I get that a lot, but people who go on to more complicated biology classes will talk about sex as a spectrum.
It's not. It's not.
Well, biological researchers would disagree with you.
Well, then they're full of shit, the ones that would say that.
All right.
There are male gametes and female gametes. Oh, I had one last question.
Mr. Walsh, can I ask a question?
I just had one quick. Can you come back for 1 second? Because this is an important question. You said you're an EMT.
Yes.
Okay, if you're responding to a health emergency. Biological male, somebody with a penis, is having a medical emergency, and they say to you, "I think I'm having a miscarriage." Would you check them to see if they're having a miscarriage? Would you consider that a possibility for them?
What? No, and this is where it gets dangerous. This is where it gets dangerous. If you are an EMT and someone's having a life-threatening injury, to where you need to act fast, you need to act now, or they're not going to make it. If you don't do something right now, like within the next few minutes, they are not going to make it. You know what to do. You need to do it now. And they're saying, for example, I'm having a miscarriage, but they, have different private parts. And you say, okay, let's do all the procedures to check them for this. That's not right, bro. That's not right. And you're putting not only their life in danger, you're putting your career in danger. Well, life is a little more important than your career. But yeah, y'all get what I'm saying. It's just dangerous. And this is where the problem comes in. This is where it gets dangerous, bro. Because if you know something to be true, if you know it to be true in your head, if you even know it to be right in your head, and you're fighting it, you still have to put the sake of others first if you're in this career path. So don't try to sit here and justify, well, if they said it. No, you already know it's right. And if you are ignoring that, you're practicing negligence on purpose. Who does that?
No, but that's because some people don't have body parts. Doesn't mean they're not a woman.
Okay. Sounds like we've established there are some people who, in principle, can get pregnant, and there are some people who can't. So there's two categories, otherwise known as binary.
Lots of women can't get pregnant either.
Yeah, but they're still of the nature to get pregnant. The only
But
reason
they can't get pregnant.
Yeah.
And when people say stuff like that, that's not really a real argument. Like, that's not... I don't even know what another example would be. That's when you say humans can grow hair, and someone says, well, a lot of humans can't grow hair. They don't have the ability to grow hair on top of their head. But then you say, well, humans are known as a mammal which grows hair. And they say, well, you can't really say we grow hair because I know someone who... Like, this type of argument, it's not right. And I think we all know it's not right. It's just funny to hear it,
Truth matters, right?
It does. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Truth matters, and they can't get pregnant. That's the truth. So how are they still women?
Because they are for the same reason that I can rightly say that human beings have two legs. And if a person is born with only one leg, that doesn't call into question the statement that human beings have two legs, okay? A person being born with one leg doesn't mean that now legs are on a spectrum and we can't say anything at all about how many legs a person has. Who knows? They could be a centipede. They could have 100 legs. No, we know human beings have two legs. if a human is born without two legs, something went wrong. They were supposed to have that second leg. Something went wrong. If you meet a person on the street who only has one leg, maybe they had an accident. Maybe they were in war. Maybe something, maybe they were in a car accident. Maybe they had cancer. A leg was cut off. But you know that something went wrong because by their nature, they're supposed to have two legs. Same thing for a woman. A woman by her nature can get pregnant. A man by his nature never can. So if you meet a woman of childbearing age, say she's 28 years old, and she can't get pregnant, you know automatically that something has gone wrong. And she can go to the doctor and find out what that thing is, even if they can't fix it. So that proves that women by their nature can get pregnant, because the simple fact that she can't shows you that there's something wrong. This is what is known as the exception that proves the rule. Whereas if a male with a penis can't get pregnant, no doctor on earth is going to run tests to see what's wrong with him. Because they already know it's that he's a male, and there's only male and female, those who can get pregnant and those who can't. So, that's it.
And I try not to engage in these discussions because to me, and I really hope y'all get what I'm saying, it just seems like a foolish debate to me. Like, I'm kind of shocked that this debate exists. Like, and I get it, people have different beliefs, and that's fine. But I just don't understand the productivity it has. Like, I really don't understand. I don't get it. But anyways, if you have any suggestions for me, comment down below. So that was for Jojo, and I'll see you next time.